They stole it. The air around her cracked as they spoke, the weight of their words reshaping the dream itself. The rift does not destroy, it remembers. And soon, Mayu Soryun, so shall you. Chapter 2. The Unraveling City. A city warped by thought. The moment Mayu stepped through the gate of unwritten truths, she knew she had left Kaibara as she had always known it. Her feet touched solid ground, yet the sensation was strange, distant, as if the reality beneath her was still deciding whether it should exist. She stood at the center of a Kaibara that had been forgotten, a city that should not exist. The streets stretched before her, lined with towering spires of Caruleus-infused stone, pulsing faintly with psychic energy. The bridges between floating islands were no longer twisting and breaking, but fully formed, grand and shimmering like woven silk. This was not a dream. This was a past that had been erased. The people moved like shadows of memory, their forms flickering in and out of existence. Some walked with purpose, speaking in voices Mayu could almost recognize, their words hovering at the edges of her understanding. Yet none of them saw her. None of them acknowledged her presence. She was walking through history itself, unseen and unheard, as if she were merely a ghost in a world that had once been real. Her heart pounded in her chest. This city, it was never destroyed. It was rewritten. And yet, even as she witnessed this forgotten version of Kaibara, she could feel it. The city was resisting her presence. The air shuddered, warping at the edges of her vision, as if reality itself was trying to push her out. I shouldn't be here. She took a step forward, forcing herself to breathe steadily. She needed to understand this place before it collapsed around her. But then, the whispers returned. The echo of the rift. Mayu Soryun. She froze. It was not just one voice this time. It was many, layered upon one another, speaking her name in perfect unison. You have crossed into the unwritten. The air around her darkened, and for the first time since she had entered the rift's memory, the people stopped moving. They turned, all of them. Their faces, once blurred, became clearer, their eyes glowing with the faint blue hue of Caruleus godglow. And then, as one, they spoke. You do not belong here. A pressure unlike anything she had ever felt clamped down on her mind. It was not an attack. It was a command. Reality itself was trying to reject her presence, pushing against her thoughts, demanding that she forget. Mayu fought back. No. The force against her mind wavered. The figures tilted their heads in unison, studying her, their expressions unreadable. Then, a single figure stepped forward. A woman, tall, draped in robes of deep sapphire, her hair bound in an elaborate coil adorned with silver threads that pulsed with psychic energy. Her face was calm, yet ancient. You hear the rift's voice, the woman said, her presence heavier than the others. You are unbound by the rewritten past. Mayu felt the weight of those words settle deep into her bones. Unbound. She was not just seeing the forgotten city. She was existing in it without being rewritten. The realization sent a chill through her. The council does not know about this. Had they ever seen this place? Had they ever stepped through the rift themselves? Or had they always been too afraid of what they might find? She swallowed hard and met the woman's gaze. Tell me, what is this place? The woman's eyes flickered, something ancient stirring behind them. This is the first Kaibara. The city before the Saiku Council. The city they erased. The city before the rewriting. Mayu tried to grasp the enormity of what she was seeing. The first Kaibara? A version of the city older than history itself? She forced herself to ask the next question. Who are you? The woman was silent for a long moment. Then she lifted a hand, gesturing to the still frozen figures around them. We are the last echoes of the first council, the true mind weavers, the ones who first bound Caruleus godglow to reality. Before the Saiku Council took control, we were the ones who shaped this world. But we were silenced. We were rewritten. Mayu's breath hitched. If what she was hearing was true, then the Saiku Council did not create Soryu's reality. They stole it. The woman stepped closer, her voice lowering, as if she were sharing a secret never meant to be heard. They feared the knowledge we carried. They took our city, our minds, our past, and they buried it within the rift.